Have you ever wondered how billionaires make their deals? What separates a good deal from a great deal, or a disastrous one? Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal isn't just a memoir, it's a masterclass in negotiation, risk-taking, and spotting opportunities that others simply miss. In this video, we're going to break down the most powerful lessons from Trump's playbook. And I promise, you'll learn strategies you can use today, whether you're negotiating a business deal, a salary raise, or your next big investment. From the mindset that drives success, to the tactics that turn negotiations in your favor, and the secrets of marketing yourself to gain leverage, you'll discover it all. I'll also share modern, real-world examples showing exactly how these lessons work in 2025. So you can see the principles in action. Stick around until the end, because by the time we're done, you'll have a clear roadmap for making smarter, stronger, and more confident deals, starting today. Hello everyone, welcome back to Better Life, the channel where we share knowledge and personal growth through amazing books. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our future videos. To understand how Donald Trump approaches business, you first need to understand his mindset. According to Trump, the key to making great deals starts with thinking like a dealmaker. It's not just about numbers or contracts, it's about being alert to opportunities, being confident in your abilities, and being willing to take calculated risks. The mindset of a successful negotiator is proactive, persistent, and always looking for ways to turn a situation in their favor. Trump emphasizes that opportunity is everywhere, but most people fail to see it because they are too cautious or hesitant. A dealmaker sees potential where others see obstacles. He believes in staying in the game constantly, paying attention to markets, trends, and the people around him. For instance, when Trump decided to invest in Manhattan real estate in the 1970s and 1980s, many saw the area as too risky. Trump, however, recognized the long-term potential and took calculated risks, which ultimately paid off. The lesson here is that mindset often matters more than immediate circumstances. If you believe you can create value, you will find ways to do it. Another critical element of the deal-maker mindset is persistence. Trump often describes how deals take time. Negotiation is rarely smooth, and obstacles are inevitable. He views every challenge as an opportunity to renegotiate, rethink, or innovate. For example, in modern business, imagine negotiating a startup investment. The first offer may be far from ideal, but a persistent entrepreneur can ask the right questions, present better projections, and adjust the terms until both parties see value. Persistence, combined with creativity, can turn a no into a yes. Confidence is also non-negotiable. Trump argues that self-belief is contagious. If you appear uncertain, the other party senses it immediately. In today's world, whether you're pitching a new product, asking for a raise, or trying to acquire a company, projecting confidence can dramatically influence outcomes. It's not arrogance, it's a controlled, informed self-assurance that signals you know what you want and you are prepared to get it. Finally, deal-makers embrace risk, but they do so intelligently. Trump often highlights that every deal involves uncertainty, but the key is to understand the risk and manage it. Modern examples include entrepreneurs investing in emerging technologies or real estate developers entering new markets. The potential reward must outweigh the risk, and every decision should be informed by research, planning, and timing. Hesitation or fear of failure often leads to missed opportunities, while calculated risk-taking creates pathways to success. In summary, the mindset of a deal-maker is about seeing opportunities where others see obstacles, staying persistent, projecting confidence, and embracing risk intelligently. It's a mental framework that allows you to act decisively and creatively, no matter the circumstances. Whether you're negotiating a multi-million-dollar property deal or simply trying to convince your team to adopt a new idea, these principles remain relevant. Developing this mindset is the first and most crucial step toward becoming an effective negotiator. And it sets the stage for the tactics and strategies that Trump outlines throughout The Art of the Deal. Once you understand the mindset of a dealmaker, the next step is learning the process. Donald Trump breaks down deal-making into a clear, structured approach that emphasizes preparation, timing, leverage, and follow-through. While every deal is unique, these steps create a roadmap that increases your chances of success. The first step in Trump's process is research and preparation. Before entering any negotiation, you must know every detail about the deal, the market, and the people involved. Knowledge is power. For example, when Trump negotiated the construction of Trump Tower in New York, he knew exactly what the land was worth, the zoning restrictions, and the motivations of the property owners. In today's world, this could mean researching a startup before investing, understanding a company's financials before acquisition talks, or learning your employer's priorities before asking for a raise. Preparation gives you confidence and allows you to respond strategically rather than react emotionally. The second step is understanding the other party. Trump stresses that deals aren't just about numbers, they're about people. You need to know what motivates them, what they fear, and what they value most. By understanding the other side, you can craft a proposal that appeals to their interests while achieving your own goals. For instance, a modern example could be negotiating a partnership between two tech companies. One company may value innovation, while the other prioritizes speed to market. Identifying these motivations allows you to structure a deal that feels like a win-win for both sides. Timing is the third critical element. Trump often points out that knowing when to make a move is as important as knowing what move to make. Deals can fall apart if approached too early or too late. In real estate, this might mean buying a property just as the market begins to appreciate. In business, it could involve approaching an investor when your company has demonstrated growth but before you've reached full potential. Understanding market cycles, trends, and the urgency of the other party can give you a decisive advantage. The fourth step is leverage. Trump emphasizes that every negotiation involves some form of leverage, whether it's a unique asset, timing, or alternatives. The key is recognizing your leverage and using it without appearing aggressive or desperate. For instance, if you're negotiating a job offer, your leverage might be another offer from a competitor or a skill set that is in high demand. In a business acquisition, leverage could come from your reputation, financial backing, or the strategic benefits your deal offers the other party. Knowing your leverage allows you to push for better terms without alienating the other side. Next comes creativity and flexibility. Trump highlights that the best dealmakers think outside the box. Negotiation isn't always linear. You may need to propose alternative solutions or restructure terms to create value for both sides. A modern example could involve a startup negotiating equity and revenue-sharing agreements with a larger company. By creatively structuring the deal, both parties feel they are gaining more than they initially expected, increasing the likelihood of agreement and long-term partnership. Finally, Trump stresses the importance of follow-through and execution. A deal isn't truly successful until it's implemented effectively. Many negotiations fail not because the agreement wasn't favorable, but because one or both parties failed to deliver. For instance, after closing a partnership or acquisition, monitoring performance, meeting milestones, and maintaining communication ensures that the agreement achieves its intended benefits. In today's business environment, this could involve regularly updating investors, tracking key performance indicators, or ensuring compliance with contract terms. Execution is what turns a paper agreement into real value. Throughout the art of the deal, Trump illustrates these steps with real-world examples from his career. One notable case was his acquisition of a Manhattan property in the early 1980s. He spent months researching the property, understood the seller's financial pressures, timed his offer strategically, leveraged his reputation and financial backing, proposed creative solutions to meet both parties' needs, and meticulously followed through on closing and development. The result was not just a successful deal, but a deal that became a landmark for his brand. In modern terms, whether you're negotiating a multi-million-dollar business acquisition, a real estate deal, or even a collaborative project at work, these principles still apply. Preparation, understanding motivations, timing, leverage, creativity, and follow-through create a framework that turns uncertainty into opportunity. In summary, the deal-making process isn't random, It's a strategic sequence of actions that maximize the likelihood of success. By following Trump's steps, you develop a systematic approach to negotiation that can be applied in any field. Each step reinforces the mindset we discussed earlier: seeing opportunities, staying persistent, projecting confidence, and embracing calculated risk. Together, mindset and process form the foundation for mastering the art of the deal. Once you have the right mindset and understand the deal-making process, the next step is learning the specific tactics that turn negotiations in your favor. Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal is filled with practical strategies. And while some may seem bold or unconventional, they all revolve around the same principles: preparation, leverage, timing, and perception. The first tactic Trump emphasizes is always aiming high. When entering a negotiation, he suggests starting with ambitious goals. By aiming higher than what you expect to achieve, you create room to compromise while still ending up ahead. In modern business, this could mean pitching a higher valuation when seeking investors for your startup. Even if you settle for less than your initial ask, you're likely still better off than if you started with a conservative figure. The key is to remain realistic but confident. Overreaching without preparation can backfire. Leverage is another cornerstone of Trump's approach. Every negotiation has leverage points, and recognizing them is critical. Leverage can take many forms: financial resources, alternative options, timing, or unique assets. For example, a freelance consultant negotiating a contract with a major company may leverage their reputation, portfolio, or the urgency of the client's project. The more aware you are of your leverage, and the leverage of the other side, the more effectively you can shape the outcome. Trump stresses that leverage isn't about intimidating the other party, it's about understanding the dynamics so you can make informed, strategic moves. Creating win-win scenarios is also essential. While Trump is often associated with aggressive deal-making, he repeatedly points out that successful negotiations benefit both parties. Deals that leave one side unhappy are often short-lived or prone to conflict. For instance, consider a modern tech partnership. One company might provide the technology platform while the other brings marketing expertise. By structuring the deal to give both sides tangible benefits, the agreement is more likely to succeed, and relationships are strengthened for future deals. Another tactic Trump highlights is building rapport while staying firm. Negotiation is a human interaction, and understanding the psychology of the other party matters. Showing respect, listening carefully, and acknowledging the other side's needs can make them more receptive to your proposals. At the same time, you must stay firm on your key objectives. For example, if you're negotiating a joint venture, demonstrating flexibility in minor terms while standing your ground on critical aspects like equity distribution or intellectual property can help maintain balance and credibility. Timing and patience are frequently overlooked but critical strategies. Trump often waited for the right moment to make his move, whether in real estate acquisitions or business deals. Modern examples include waiting for a competitor to show weakness before making an offer or timing a product launch to coincide with market demand. Patience allows you to observe the other party, gauge their flexibility, and capitalize on opportunities when they arise. Hasty decisions often lead to concessions or missed advantages. Trump also discusses the importance of knowing when to walk away. A deal is only valuable if it serves your objectives. Sometimes the best move is not to accept a suboptimal offer. In today's context, this could mean declining an investment that doesn't align with your vision or walking away from a job offer that undervalues your skills. Walking away requires confidence and preparation, but it also preserves your leverage for future opportunities. Body language, perception, and presentation are subtle but powerful tools in negotiation. Trump frequently emphasizes how projecting confidence, controlling your image, and appearing in command can influence the other party's decisions. In a modern business meeting, this might involve a polished presentation, clear communication, and maintaining composure under pressure. Perception often shapes reality in negotiations. If you appear confident and competent, others are more likely to take your proposals seriously. Trump illustrates these tactics with real-life examples. One story involves his acquisition of a prime Manhattan property. He carefully researched the seller's financial situation, timed his offer when the seller was under pressure, leveraged his reputation and financial backing, and proposed creative solutions that met both sides' needs. By staying firm on key terms while being flexible on others, he secured a deal that many thought impossible. A modern example could be a startup founder negotiating with a venture capital firm. The founder comes prepared with data, projections, and a clear vision, while also understanding the investor's risk tolerance and portfolio goals. By aiming high, leveraging credibility, proposing mutually beneficial terms, and maintaining confidence throughout the conversation, the founder increases the likelihood of securing a favorable deal. Finally, Trump emphasizes learning from each negotiation. Every deal, whether successful or not, provides lessons. Observing what worked, what failed, and how the other party reacted improves your skills for future negotiations. In today's fast-moving business environment, continuous learning and adaptation are crucial. For example, after negotiating a complex partnership, reviewing the outcomes and identifying points for improvement ensures that the next negotiation is more strategic and effective. In summary, Trump's negotiation tactics revolve around aiming high, leveraging your strengths, creating mutually beneficial solutions, building rapport while staying firm, timing your moves strategically, knowing when to walk away, and managing perception. These strategies, combined with a strong mindset and structured deal-making process, create a powerful framework for negotiation that is relevant not only in real estate or large-scale business deals but in everyday professional and personal interactions. By understanding and practicing these tactics, you can approach negotiations with confidence, creativity, and clarity. Whether you're negotiating a salary, a business contract, or a collaborative project, these principles can help you achieve better outcomes while maintaining relationships and long-term opportunities. Mastering these strategies is where the art of the deal truly comes to life. One of the most overlooked aspects of deal-making is the role of perception. Donald Trump emphasizes that a successful deal isn't just about numbers, contracts, or even strategy, it's also about how you present yourself and your deal. Marketing yourself effectively can give you leverage, influence, and credibility that turn a good negotiation into a great one. Trump consistently highlights the power of personal branding. Your reputation precedes you, and in many cases, it can open doors that skill alone cannot. For example, when Trump was negotiating prime Manhattan properties, his name and prior successes gave him instant credibility. Sellers and partners trusted that he could deliver, which often made them more willing to negotiate favorable terms. In today's world, this principle applies to entrepreneurs, freelancers, and executives alike. A strong LinkedIn presence, well-crafted personal website, or visible achievements can make others take you more seriously before you even enter the room. Another key principle is visibility and publicity. Trump understands that deals don't happen in a vacuum. Public perception can shape private negotiations. By strategically creating buzz or demonstrating success, you increase your bargaining power. For instance, modern startup founders often share press releases, media interviews, or social proof to signal that their company is credible, innovative, and worth investing in. This external validation enhances their leverage during negotiations, similar to how Trump's public profile strengthened his real estate deals. Marketing your deal itself is equally important. Trump often presents deals in ways that highlight benefits for the other party. The framing of a proposal matters. Emphasize how it creates value, reduces risk, or opens new opportunities. For example, a modern business merger might be marketed not just as a financial transaction, but as a strategic partnership that accelerates growth for both companies. By crafting the story of the deal, you help others see its potential and make them more willing to say yes. Trump also stresses the importance of confidence in presentation. People respond not only to the content of your offer but also to your conviction. In negotiations, projecting authority and certainty can influence the other party's perception of your credibility. In today's context, this could mean delivering a pitch with clear visuals, rehearsed talking points, and a calm, persuasive tone. Even subtle aspects, like posture, eye contact, and tone of voice, can affect how your deal is received. Another modern example is social media branding. Many entrepreneurs today leverage platforms like Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube to showcase their expertise and achievements. This public presence reinforces their credibility and can even attract partners or investors before any formal negotiation begins. In other words, marketing yourself isn't just advertising, it's strategic positioning that gives you an edge before you sit at the negotiation table. Trump also highlights storytelling as a marketing tool. Every deal has a narrative, and the way you tell that story influences how others perceive its value. For example, instead of presenting a property acquisition as buying an office building, frame it as creating a landmark that transforms a neighborhood. This approach not only emphasizes the benefits but also appeals to emotions, vision, and prestige, factors that can sway decision-making. In summary, marketing yourself and your deal is about controlling perception, building credibility, and presenting value in a way that resonates with the other party. Whether through personal branding, public visibility, confident presentation, or storytelling, these strategies amplify your negotiating power. Modern examples, from startups leveraging social proof to executives showcasing achievements, show that perception is just as important as the numbers on paper. By mastering the art of marketing yourself and your deal, you create leverage that can tip negotiations in your favor even before the first offer is made. This principle, combined with the mindset, process, and tactics we've discussed, completes the foundation for making deals that are not only successful but impactful, lasting, and mutually beneficial. Every deal, whether it ends in triumph or disappointment, carries a lesson. Donald Trump repeatedly emphasizes that understanding both successes and failures is essential to becoming a skilled dealmaker. By analyzing what worked, what didn't, and why, you can refine your approach and improve your chances in future negotiations. Trump's career is full of striking examples. One of his successes was the transformation of the Commodore Hotel into the Grand Hyatt in the late 1970s. The property was outdated and struggling financially, but Trump saw its potential. He meticulously researched the market, understood the city officials' motivations, and leveraged his relationships and public profile. By creatively structuring the deal, securing tax abatements, and collaborating with the Hyatt Corporation, he turned a failing property into a landmark success. The lesson here is that vision, preparation, and creative problem-solving can turn a risky opportunity into a major win. Not every deal went smoothly. However, Trump acknowledges several setbacks, such as projects that faced financing issues or market shifts. The critical takeaway from failures is not the loss itself but the learning that comes from it. For instance, a modern example could be a tech startup that launches a product too early without proper market research. The initial failure provides valuable data, allowing the founders to pivot, improve their offering, and succeed in later rounds. Similarly, in real estate, market timing can make or break a deal, and learning from past mistakes helps you make more informed decisions in the future. Trump also highlights the importance of resilience and adaptability. Deals rarely go exactly as planned, and the ability to adjust strategies in response to changing circumstances is vital. In today's world, this might look like negotiating contract terms during economic uncertainty or restructuring a partnership to address unforeseen challenges. By staying flexible and resilient, you maintain control and can often salvage a deal that might have otherwise failed. Another key lesson is that relationships matter. Even in deals that didn't succeed, maintaining professionalism and credibility preserved opportunities for future negotiations. Trump often emphasizes that today's competitor could be tomorrow's partner. For example, a startup founder who handles a failed investor pitch respectfully may find that the same investor is interested in a future venture. Long-term relationships, trust, and reputation can sometimes outweigh immediate gains. Analyzing Trump's deals also reveals the power of risk management. Many of his successes involved bold moves, but they were calculated risks, not reckless gambles. He consistently weighed potential rewards against possible losses and structured deals to minimize exposure. A modern equivalent might be a real estate developer investing in a growing neighborhood. Securing financing contingencies, and having exit strategies in place, Calculated risk-taking, informed by thorough research, is a consistent theme across both past and present examples. Learning from failures is equally important. For instance, a business negotiation that fails due to unrealistic expectations can teach valuable lessons about timing, leverage, and communication. In Trump's experience, even failed deals provided insight into market dynamics, counterparty behavior, and negotiation strategy. The modern lesson is clear. Every setback is an opportunity to refine your skills and approach, turning experience into an asset. Trump also emphasizes celebrating small wins and incremental progress. Not every success is monumental, but each one contributes to building credibility, confidence, and momentum. For example, successfully negotiating favorable terms for a small partnership or securing a minor investment can lay the groundwork for larger deals in the future. Modern entrepreneurs, freelancers, and executives can all benefit from recognizing the cumulative impact of incremental victories. Finally, Trump illustrates that perception often shapes outcomes. In both successes and failures, how the deal and the negotiator are perceived can influence opportunities. Even if a deal doesn't yield immediate financial gains, a well-managed negotiation can enhance reputation, strengthen relationships, and position you for future success. In today's business world, this principle is evident in companies or individuals who handle negotiations publicly, professionally, and strategically, gaining long-term trust and credibility. In summary, the lessons from successes and failures reinforce several key principles of deal-making: vision, preparation, creative problem-solving, resilience, relationship building, calculated risk-taking, and learning from experience. By studying both triumphs and setbacks, you develop a deeper understanding of negotiation dynamics and gain practical insights for navigating your own deals. These lessons demonstrate that mastery in deal-making comes not from avoiding failure, but from using every experience, good or bad, as a stepping stone toward greater success. Whether you are negotiating a multi-million-dollar business acquisition, securing a strategic partnership, or even managing personal agreements, these lessons provide timeless guidance. Applying them today means analyzing your actions, reflecting on outcomes, and continuously improving your approach. The path to becoming an effective deal-maker is paved with both wins and losses, each offering invaluable insights to help you negotiate smarter, more confidently, and more successfully. All the lessons from Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal, mindset, process, tactics, marketing, and learning from successes and failures are not just historical anecdotes. They are highly applicable to the modern world of business, entrepreneurship, and even everyday negotiations. The challenge is translating these principles into actionable steps that work in today's fast-paced, competitive environment. The first step is applying the mindset of a dealmaker. In 2025, opportunities are everywhere, but they often require bold thinking. Entrepreneurs launching a tech startup, a freelancer negotiating a client contract, or even someone asking for a promotion at work can benefit from seeing possibilities where others see obstacles. Persistence, confidence, and calculated risk-taking remain as relevant now as they were in Trump's early real estate deals. For instance, a young founder pitching a new AI software solution might face initial rejections. But with a proactive mindset, they can refine their pitch, target the right investors, and eventually secure funding. Next, the deal-making process still applies today. Preparation, understanding the other party, timing, leveraging strengths, creativity, and follow-through are universal steps. Consider modern mergers and acquisitions, research the market, anticipate the other company's priorities, time the offer strategically, leverage your assets, propose win-win solutions, and ensure smooth execution. These steps create clarity and control, reducing surprises and increasing the likelihood of a successful outcome. Negotiation tactics are also timeless. Aim high, leverage your strengths, build rapport while staying firm, and know when to walk away. In modern examples, these tactics apply to salary negotiations, venture funding, or business collaborations. For instance, a designer negotiating a partnership with a major brand can aim for ambitious revenue splits, leverage a strong portfolio, Maintain professional rapport, and be ready to walk away if terms are unfavorable. The principles of leverage, perception, and strategic patience make all the difference. Marketing yourself and your deal is increasingly critical in the digital age. Trump's lessons about personal branding, visibility, and storytelling can be applied through social media, professional networks, and public communications. A freelancer or entrepreneur can showcase their expertise on LinkedIn, Twitter, or YouTube to strengthen credibility. Crafting the story of your deal, highlighting benefits for all parties, and projecting confidence builds trust and increases your influence in negotiations. Learning from both successes and failures is equally essential today. Modern business moves quickly, and even a failed deal can provide critical insights. Startups pivot constantly based on feedback, market data, and investor input. By analyzing outcomes, understanding mistakes, and iterating, entrepreneurs and professionals refine their strategies for better results. Resilience, adaptability, and the ability to extract lessons from setbacks remain as valuable now as ever. Finally, these principles can be applied beyond business. Everyday negotiations, whether with landlords, service providers, colleagues, or partners, benefit from a deal-maker mindset, structured process, strategic tactics, and effective self-presentation. By thinking creatively, understanding motivations, leveraging strengths, and managing perceptions, you can achieve better outcomes in nearly any situation. In summary, the art of the deal provides a framework that transcends time. By adopting the mindset, following the process, using strategic tactics, marketing yourself and your deal, and learning from successes and failures, you can approach negotiations with confidence, clarity, and effectiveness. Whether in high-stakes business or everyday life, these lessons help you identify opportunities, overcome challenges, and create value for yourself and others. Applying these principles today is not about copying Trump's style, it's about internalizing the strategies, adapting them to your context, and acting decisively. By doing so, you transform challenges into opportunities, uncertainty into strategy, and negotiation into a tool for growth and success in every area of your life. And that brings us to the end of our deep dive into Donald Trump's The Art of the Deal. From developing the mindset of a dealmaker, to following a structured process, using powerful negotiation tactics, marketing yourself and your deals, and learning from both successes and failures, these lessons provide a roadmap for approaching negotiations with confidence, strategy, and creativity. Whether you're closing a business deal, negotiating a salary, or managing everyday agreements, the principles we've discussed can help you create more value and achieve better outcomes. Thank you so much for watching and spending your time with us today. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to Better Life so you won't miss any of our future content. We release summaries, insights, and practical tips from the world's best books on personal growth, business, and self-development. We'd also love to hear from you. Leave a comment below with the book you want us to summarize next. Your suggestions help us create content that's most valuable to you. So whether it's a classic business guide, a modern self-help bestseller, or a timeless personal growth book, we're ready to cover it in future episodes. Remember, knowledge is only powerful when applied. Take the lessons from The Art of the Deal, adapt them to your life, and start negotiating smarter, making better decisions, and creating opportunities where others see obstacles. Every great deal starts with the right mindset, and now you have the tools to begin. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video on Better Life.